Goal setting is one of my favorite tools, but goal setting is a tool and you can get the most out of a tool only to the extent that you use it. And to use goal setting well, there are many nuances and that we can keep in mind, but I'm going to share with you the top 3 questions that I think most of us really need to ask ourselves when we are creating goals for ourselves. The first one, is it an approach goal or an avoidance goal? So what's the difference? An approach goal is a goal that pulls me towards it. So if I want to go to Delhi, that's an approach goal. If I want to experience more ease in my life, it's an approach goal. What's an avoidance goal? An avoidance goal is something that we create around what we don't want to have. So if I just want to leave Bangalore and go anywhere else, that's an avoidance goal. So if I don't want to experience stress, or I don't want to fall ill, or I don't want to have long commutes, those are avoidance goals. Now, most of us set approach and avoidance goals for ourselves. But if you look at the research on goal setting, there is a mountain of difference in the way these 2 categories of goals actually improve our well-being and increase the effectiveness with which we can actually make progress towards these goals. So the short answer is choose approach goals whenever possible and convert your avoidance goals into suitable approach goals and then focus on the approach goals. Question number 2 that we need to ask ourselves, is this an intrinsic goal or an extrinsic goal? What's an intrinsic goal? I want to do this because it makes me happy, because it brings me alive. I feel good when I'm doing it. What's an extrinsic goal? I want to do it because my mother told me I have to do it, or my boss told me, or everybody says I have to do, or this is what I should be doing at this age. Those are extrinsic goals. In between these are 2 more levels. They are introjected goals and identified goals. Introjected goal is like, nobody's really telling me to do this. Let's say my mother's not telling me to do this, but I suspect that she is not going to like it if I don't do it, and therefore I do. That's introjected. What's identified? Again, nobody's telling me, nobody else is telling me to do it, but I so identify with this group of people that I belong to, or with my batchmates, and they're all doing it, and therefore even I do it. So that's identified. So among all these categories of goals, as you would have guessed correctly, intrinsic goals are the most powerful category of goals that we can set for ourselves. So that's question number 2. What percentage of the goals that you're setting for yourself are intrinsically driven? Question number 3 that we want to ask ourselves is, when we are setting goals, how aligned are these goals with our own core values, with my personal values? And this is something that in research is known as the matching hypothesis. So the more aligned my goals are with my core values, with what I truly believe is important, with what resonates with my soul, with what lights me up and makes my heart sink, the more the chances are that A, I will be happy on the pursuit of walking towards that goal, but B, the more that goal itself has potential to contribute not just to my achievement but to my overall sense of well-being. So question number 3 to ask yourself is, how coherent is the goals that I'm setting with my own personal values, which in a nutshell is the things that are important and meaningful for me. So ask yourself these 3 questions. So I'll repeat them for you once again. When you're setting goals for yourself, ask, is this an approach goal or an avoidance goal? If it's an avoidance goal, can I convert it, or can I pick another approach goal instead? Or can I convert it into an approach goal? Second question, is this an intrinsic goal or is it extrinsic? Is it introjected? Is it identified? If so, what is the reason why I'm choosing this? And what is the real reason? And therefore, what's the underlying intrinsic goal? Because sometimes there might be a different underlying reason, and then you could create an intrinsic goal depending on that why, that underlying reason. Question number 3 to ask yourself is, how aligned is this particular goal with my core values? The things that are deeply meaningful and important to me. And if it's not very aligned, then how can I change this goal in some way so that it becomes more aligned with what is truly important to me? So have fun, enjoy playing with goal setting, and let me know how it goes for you.